We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Garrett Wilson, New York Jets wide receiver. I was a huge fan of him pre-draft, coming out of Ohio State, and this play right here translates from his skill set straight out of college. He was doing this all the time, running these fade routes. He's super sudden off the ball. This is where he really excels. One-on-one versus press, foot fire, look at him shake, violent hip break. We'll watch this a little more slowly here. Look how he sets this up. Takes like a slight lean to the inside with the foot fire to square up the defender, giving him a two-way go here so he can break inside or outside. Puts the DB in a tough position, and then gives a violent hip shift to the inside, hard stab, and creates all that separation. Just look at his body here when he sells with the entire body. Hard stab, sells with the head, the shoulders, everything to the inside, and just moves the DB out of the way. Wins this route instantly with the suddenness that he plays with. He's just a violent route runner. He looks like he's almost out of control with how sudden and fast he's playing, but he's completely under control. And when you look out of control, it's actually harder for a DB to cover you because you're unpredictable. And that's the type of player that Garrett Wilson is. Wilson really broke out in this game versus the Browns, just winning with route running. This time, they get him sort of a free release working on this motion. And you look at him just working like the skip, the hop step. These are things that he was doing in college, being creative after the catch. These are just impressive moves from Wilson. He's very advanced for a young age. Very creative route runner. Good job like varying his pace here. It's very hard to keep track of a receiver when they're changing up their pace, then changing up his footwork too. And he's just violent, hard stab on that left foot and is able to get down out of his break very efficiently and takes a good angle to get out of this. And the DB had inside leverage. So he's just winning routes where the guys are in his position where he's trying to go. And this is just creative route running overall. Very impressive stuff. And he does a really good job of selling routes, making them look like other routes. Like on that fade, he made it look like a slant. This one, you think he's going to work vertically, but he violently snaps it off and breaks to the inside. Just a very good route runner. And you can work him on the inside, the outside, and he can make a play at like all three levels. This one's not completed, but this was another good route from him. It was a tough play to make, kind of a one-hander on the back shoulder, but he sets this up really hard sell to the inside. He does a really good job of making this look like he's going for the drag, similar to what he was doing on the last route that I showed, and then hard stick the right foot. Very good lower body flexion and explosiveness off the one foot. And they're running a zone here, and he even manipulates the linebacker with how violent this route is to get behind him. And, I mean, throwing this in between like 3-4 defenders. This was a tough throw. Only able to get one hand on it, but you can just see how dynamic of a player he is. And then this time he's working in the slot, beating zone with violent route running. And you just don't see many players that are able to move like this. His hip flexibility, the explosiveness off of one step, it's all super impressive. This is one of my favorite routes from Wilson. This play is incomplete, but I think it's more in the quarterback. But just look how he sets this up with a subtle outside leverage to begin with, then rework vertically to manipulate the DB to get him turned around. This is how you attack blind spots. He has lined up tighter to the line of scrimmage here. So he starts out by taking a wider angle, slightly outside leverage, and then once he re-stems vertical, that seems like your setup move, and this is like where you're going to work vertically. And this move gets 23 to open up his hips to gain this outside leverage on the out route. Like, he just sets this up absolutely perfectly. The ball's out a little bit late and high, which ends up getting the DB to push Wilson out. He makes the catch. He's just out of bounds. But he really sets this one up. Just understands how to win these routes by attacking leverage, working pace, making this look like once he sets this up to the outside and then reworks vertically, this looks like he's going to attack either the middle of the field or just keep going downfield. But he snaps it off, gets out of that break efficiently. Ball's just out a little bit late. But that setup of that route was perfectly executed. When you give him this much space to work, Wilson is going to make you pay. Look at him attack this safety, kind of slow plays this, slows it down, and then peeks to the inside, giving that subtle nod, and then creates all that separation to the outside. You can't give Wilson that much space to work with. Watch this a little more slowly. He gets off the ball. He's doing a good job kind of gliding right now, and then hard to the inside, out of the glide, and then hard sell to the inside, and then he snaps off violently, gets out of the break, gets the DB to turn around. He was doing this to DBs all game when they were lined up against him in press. If they're playing off in man and zone, every single way, he was beating DBs with these violent, sudden routes and then working the nice pace manipulation. He has a very good understanding of space, good spatial awareness, and he's just a deceptive route runner. This is the game winner. Nothing too crazy it is in this play. It's just good job coming in, getting the clutch touchdown. Just get your eyes snapped back around, catch it in between the zones here. Doesn't do anything crazy in his route stem, but just love to see this from the rookie. Doesn't waste any steps against this zone. You just want to get into your route, waste no time. Gets his eyes snapped back to give the QB a target to throw to in between these linebackers, and then secures the catch. Game winner. Super impressive stuff. And then I'm going to show, one more play from the last week game. Just wanted to show this final play working just to see some work after the catch, because he's really dynamic after the catch. We just didn't get to see it too much in the Browns game, but just look how sudden he is. Stop on a dime, change direction is so impressive. His ability to decelerate, stop, and then instantly accelerate off of one cut when he's completely stopped is so impressive. I think that he doesn't end up picking this up, but this would have been a crazy play to make these multiple guys miss. He does a really good job of chaining these moves together. Look how he sets this up. Violently stops on a dime, go back to the left, and then off of that cut, then works into his next cut. Like, that is high level yards after catch ability. Very sudden. His suddenness translates to his route running and his yak ability. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.